Hey guys, in this video, going to be going over a strong moveset build that you can teach your Suicune in the second generation Pokemon games, how you can access these moves, and an additional option. So Suicune, one of the legendary dogs, it has a water typing, leaving it resisting fire, ice, steel, and water, and then it's going to be weak to electric and grass. In terms of its numbers, Suicune's defensive stats across the board very respectable, with special defense as well as defense each up there at 115, HP at 100, special attack at 90, speed at 85, and then attack rounding things out at 75. So going down and taking a look at this build, the idea is not just to deal out a bunch of offensive attacks, it's to utilize the defensive strengths of Suicune, healing yourself up with Rest, outlasting your opposition, poisoning them with Toxic, and then our one same type attack bonus move that we have slotted here is Surf, water type, special attack, 95 power, 100 accuracy. In Surf, pretty straightforward, you learn that one through HM03. The next move, Toxic, badly poisons the target, 85% accurate. And Suicune learns this one through TM06. And that TM06 for Toxic can be picked up as a prize for defeating the gym leader Janine. Move number 3, Roar, is going to force the target to switch to a random ally, and this has a couple of positive benefits. The fact that maybe you find yourself in a less than ideal matchup, so you could force that switch out. But ideally, once you have poison spread out through your opposition's team, if you can use Roar to force those switch-ins, then that poison continue to chip away from your opponent's health over the course of battle, which is a nice option to have. And I'm going to give you an additional move that you can slot in here to move number 3, but starting off with Roar, found over on Route 32. And on Route 32, it's going to be past this cuttable tree. Up in this area is where you can access that TM05 Roar. And like I said, an additional move that I wanted to touch on is Mirror Coat, which is learned through leveling up, picking that one up at level 61. And what Mirror Coat is just essentially the special attack version of Counter, where the user is going to strike back with double the power when it's hit by a special attack. And this can really turn the tides of a battle if your opponent switches in something that's going to be super effective against a Suicune, such as an electric or a grass type, throwing a special attack against you. If you can predict this and use Mirror Coat, then you're going to be able to deal double the damage back to your opposition. And that can be a great strategic option to slot in on your Suicune, that Mirror Coat, which is again learned at level 61. And then rounding out this build, Rest, the user sleeps 2 turns and restores HP and status. And the idea is that we're just trying to outlast our opposition while something like our Toxic Poison whittles them down while we're healing ourselves up with Rest. And Rest is TM44, found over on the Ice Path. And on the Ice Path, it's going to be on the basement second floor in the bottom right-hand corner. That's where you can pick up that TM for Rest. And that rounds out this build. The item is Leftovers at the end of every turn. The holder restores 1/16 of its max HP. And Leftovers can be picked up from a Wild Snorlax, from a trash bin in the Celadon City restaurant, and from trading Wild Clefable or Wild Snorlax from the first-gen Pokemon games over to the Gen 2 games. And before wrapping up this video, just quickly, another option that you could go with is still have Surf and Rest, but swap out Toxic and Roar, and then put in something like an Ice Beam to give you 2 special attack offensive moves and Sleep Talk, so that when you're asleep, when you're resting, you can use that Sleep Talk to use one of your other moves against your opposition. And that's another credible build path to go down, where Ice Beam, you can pick that one up in Crystal version over at Goldenrod Game Corner, and Sleep Talk TM35 can be picked up in the Goldenrod Underground. And that'll wrap this one up, so I appreciate you guys stopping by. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, and I'll catch you back here next time.